People from the Middle East.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I'm Jewish.
A job.
I immediately think of the way that Muslims have been presented in the media. They've sort of been given a bad reputation, and there's such a stereotype around Muslims and who they are at this point.
Pakistan.
A person. A religion.
The Islamic religion is a very strict and very different form of living.
It's a religion that exists in the world and is generally known to be highly discriminated against today.
Personally, I would classify the Islamic religion as peaceful. Like, that's how I see it. And I feel like that gets distorted by extremists and their actions.
I feel like it's like any other religion. Obviously, people are going to have opinions. Some are against their practices, while some really just want them to have the same rights as any other person.
It's pretty strict.
It's fine. I don't really have a problem with it or anyone who practices it.
I don't know much about it. I feel like it's very stereotyped.
It's just like any other religion. There's not much difference. Still a religion. Yeah, of course, because I'm not even a Catholic, but I'm in a Canadian society and I was able to adapt.
Just no pops in my head because the fact that you incorporate like one group of people with like a whole culture, that's just insane. Like everyone's different, but that does not represent like a whole culture. Like that's just no.
Yes, I believe it is possible to integrate into society. It may be difficult, and there may be some people who disapprove of the practices, but it's something that comes with integrating into a completely different culture.
Yes, I do believe it's possible.
Absolutely.
It's pretty shitty, but I see where they're coming from. But the issue is that they're denying personal freedom and religious expression.
I think that's wrong because that's a part of like their religion, their culture. Like if they choose to wear it, then they should have the right to wear it. Like it's unfair to them. Like I can go around wearing like my cross and stuff and no one's gonna yell at me, but just because they're covering like part, like it's not fair. It's not right.
I feel that it's very disrespectful. They're people just like us, and they should have the same rights as all Canadians.
It infringes on freedom of religion in the Charter.
I feel like it's kind of wrong and against the religion, but I also see how it also can make people feel safer and more comfortable in society, I guess.
No. It needs to be changed because you're targeting someone just because of their religion.
Like, I had this conversation with one of my best friends, and she's Muslim, and she said it's, like, I kind of agree with her, it's, like, based off of men. Like, it's not part of their religion to wear it, it's what the men want. So, like, they don't have to, but because they feel like they need to follow what, like, their husbands or, like, their fathers want, then, like, that's why.
It's crazy and stupid because it's someone's choice for their religion and they have their own reason behind it, and us denying that is stupid.
I don't agree with it. It's not right. Everyone has their own way of living and you have to respect that.
It's stupid. They shouldn't have to be treated that way and denied services. They have rights too.
Is the hatred or fear of the Islam religion?
I think that Islamophobia would be the fear of just Islam in general, or, like, people who are Muslim, people from, like, the Middle East.
Islamophobia is the fear of the Islamic religion, and an example would be, how people treated Muslim people after 9/11.
The hatred of someone who is a Muslim.
The irrational fear of Islamic faith or people. I guess at an airport, if you see somebody wearing a hijab, you stay away from them, you don't talk to them, you're kind of afraid.
It's people against Islam as a religion. I hear it all the time as Muslims being terrorists.
Islamophobia is where people are getting treated differently because of their religion, and an example of that is like in a terrorist attack, people aren't getting treated the same way after that.
As terrorists.
Well, when they're represented, it's usually in a negative light. 'Cause it's usually like terrorist attack. Who did it? Oh, it was a Muslim. And then when it's like a white person, it's like, oh no, like who cares who did it? But yeah, they're only seen in a negative light. I've never seen anything like positive about it, like on the news.
The media represent Muslims as terrorists, like as people who don't want to integrate into our society.
Usually in a negative way.
They represent them as a general population, and it's always negative.
They represent them poorly.